Howdy and welcome to another technical tutorial on Quick Process Builder. In this edition we're going to look at field types in more detail. So when you create a field within one of our Quick Process Builder applications by clicking on the Add Field button, we get to specify a number of parameters. The first is the label. This is the visible label that will be shown on the form. So we give it a meaningful name like name or age or customer or balance or something along those lines. The next property is whether this field is visible and it's editable, required, read-only or invisible. Editable means a user can change the value in it. Required means that a user must change the value in it, i.e. there must be some data. Read-only means that the field is read-only and can't be edited, can't be changed by a user, and invisible means it isn't shown on the form screen. Simple stuff. Now the width is the horizontal width of the field on the screen, and we have a number of choices to choose from. We've got quarters and thirds, so we can make the width 100% or we can make it down to a quarter or any value in between. Now possibly one of the most important concepts of a field is its type, and we have a number of data types associated with it. Now these are visual data types, so let's talk about this. If we've got a text field, that shows up as a horizontal text input field, one line of text. If it is a text area, we end up with a rectangular area in which data can be entered. Masked text allows us to enter data that conforms to a structure, for example telephone numbers with parentheses around the area code or social security numbers with dashes in them. Decimal is where we enter a floating point number. Integer is a fixed integer number. Currency precedes it with a currency symbol. Checkbox is a Boolean value with a checkbox that toggles it on or off. Single select allows us to see a pull-down menu from which we can select one item. Multi-select allows us to have a pull-down where we can select multiple items. The date shows us a date as in year, month and day. The date time allows us to select a date including year, month, day, hour, minutes and seconds. And the heading field is simply a constant heading that shows up emboldened. Now depending upon the type of field we select, we can then specify additional settings. So for example a text area, we can specify its height in pixels. For a decimal, we can specify the thousand separator and the decimal separator and various others. So for each of the each of the field types, we can specify alternate settings for that field. Now validation is used where the data we're entering can be constrained to certain ranges. For example, a date-time field might have the earliest and the latest date that can be entered. A text field, the maximum number of characters. An integer field, the minimum and maximum value. Single select is a selection required, and the list goes on and on and on. Defaults allows us to specify a default value that will be present if we don't need the user to enter a specific value. We can also specify placeholder text which will be shown overlaying the field to provide guidance for the end user. So this has been a discussion about the different types of fields that we can add into a form in Quick Process Builder and some of the settings that we can use to specify the qualities of that field. Thanks now and bye for now.